breaking headlines. The Parliament formally approves the appointments of 3 new ministers as part of a cabinet reshuffle announced by the President on September 30th. The Parliament approves the supplementary budget of $332 million as proposed by the government. And the Housing Minister assures that beneficiaries of the Bimveria scheme will have their land plots officially registered.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSMNEWS in English with me, Utma Mahmoud. Looking into the details, President Dr. Mohammad Muiz conveys heartfelt greetings and best wishes to the President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, on the 101st anniversary of the Republic of Turkey.
In his message, President Dr. Muiz emphasized the 45-year-long diplomatic relations between the Maldives and Turkey and underscored the strong and friendly partnership built on mutual trust. He expressed confidence that the friendship and cooperation between the Maldives and Turkey will continue to flourish both bilaterally and on multilateral platforms despite the geographic distance between the two nations. Concluding the message, President Dr. Muiz wished Turkey's president good health and well-being and extended his best wishes for the continued peace and prosperity of the people of Turkey.
Maldives hold comprehensive discussions with Merck Foundation, aiming to resolve challenges faced by women. The discussions were held between the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Merck Foundation, Senator Dr. Rasha Khalej, and First Lady Sajda Mohammed.
The meeting with the CEO of Merck Foundation took place on the sidelines of the First Lady's official visit to Tanzania, where she is attending the 11th edition of the Merck Foundation Africa-Asia Luminary Annual Conference as the guest of honor. During the meeting, the Merck Foundation CEO briefed the First Lady regarding the Foundation's extensive work in promoting women's empowerment and advancing disease management. She emphasized the Foundation's specialist training programs which support capacity building in specialized medical fields. Meanwhile, First Lady Sajida highlighted the challenges faced by women globally, specifically highlighting infertility as an issue affecting many Maldivian women. She underscored that the current administration prioritizes women's health, reiterating President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's key pledge to address infertility issues in the Maldives. Furthermore, both leaders discussed potential avenues for the Foundation to further address the pressing needs of women.
We'll return after Isha prayer. Stay tuned.
Jehevaru baikkan gabul kurun ei yaun me gazuma kamiyadu wambi divehinge minivan kamuge radrongu aundu damani wara falakoshe e radronguge eteriyaka hama evves bayaka wanumuge hagge nonnane ekam kurmuge fursate hama hila iradu kaviya nudename eterega tibi bayku viya iradu kaviya beru kuraname amala baha iradu kaviya aunduge abadu istimawana
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah. Ashhadu an la Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة فلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
ليست للبيع
and the resumption of commercial activity.
ಹಫ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆಂದ ಆಯ್ರು ದುನಿಯೇಗ ಮಶ್ರಹುದ ಏತ ಕಮೆಂಗ್ ಗ್ಯಾಗಂದೆ
ತನತ ಹದಾಕುರ ಮಿಸ್ ಎಕಿ ಫಹಾರು ಎಕಿ ಗೊತ್ತ ಕಿತಂಗ್ ಅಡುತನ್ನೆ ನೆರಿತು
ದುನಿಯೇಗ ಫೆಬ್ರುಗ ಬೋಡೆತಿ ಏತ ನಿಮ್ಮುಂತಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ
ලුබ්නානක බෝඩරා ගාතුගා යහූදීන් ගාමික ෆවා තෆාතකී ආබාදිතකු මීහු හුස්කුරන්ජේ ෆවානි
ತಹುಜೀಬಮುಂಗಣ ದುನಿಯೇಗ ಮಿ ಮೌಲೂಮಾತ ಇಂಗು ಮುಹಿಮ್ಮು ಹಫ್ತಾಗೆ ದುನಿಯೆ ಹೊಣಿಹಿರು ದುವಹುಗೆರೆ 22 ಕಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮಿನೆಟುಗ PSMNEWS
Welcome back to PSM News in English. The Parliament formally approves the appointment of 3 new ministers as part of a cabinet reshuffle announced by President Dr. PSMNEWS on September 30th.
The President appointed Dr. Abdullah Halil as the new Minister of Foreign Affairs, a role he takes on after serving as Minister of Health. Musa Zamir was transitioned to the position of Minister of Finance, succeeding Dr. Muhammad Shafiq after previously serving as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Additionally, Abdullah Nazim, who was formerly a minister at the President's office, was appointed as the new Minister of Health. Following these appointments, President Dr. PSMNEWS submitted the names of the 3 ministers to Parliament for approval. Before the parliamentary vote, the Government Oversight Committee conducted a thorough review of the candidates and unanimously endorsed their appointments, highlighting their qualifications and experience. This process adheres to constitutional requirements which necessitate parliamentary approval for any changes to the cabinet. Following the committee's endorsement, the names were submitted to Parliament for a voting session, resulting in their official approval.
The Parliament approved the supplementary budget of $332 million as proposed by the government. This budget was approved with 75 votes in favor, while 11 members voted against it.
The submission of this supplementary budget follows the earlier approval of an initial budget of $3.2 billion for the current fiscal year. The proposal was debated in Parliament and subsequently referred to the Budget Review Committee, which included members from both the Public Accounts Committee and the Economic Affairs Committee. On Monday, the Budget Review Committee approved the budget as proposed by the government. The motion received robust support and was passed without any amendments. Following this approval, the supplementary budget was forwarded to the Parliament for a final decision. The supplementary budget was approved due to the inadequacy of the state budget approved by the previous government to fulfill the visions outlined by President Dr. Mohammad Muiz and his administration. The budget includes $97.3 million as recurrent expenses and $227 million as capital expenditures. Notably, $129.7 million of the supplementary budget is allocated for the implementation of Public Sector Investment Program (PSIP) projects, ensuring continuity in these initiatives. The Ministry of Finance has indicated that the supplementary budget will be financed through project loans, the sale of treasury bills, and internal loans. Specifically, the government plans to secure $64 million from international sources and $194 million from internal sources.
The Parliament approves the appointment of Ahmad Sarir as the Maldives ambassador to Saudi Arabia with 86 members voting in favor. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz nominated Sarir for the position and submitted his name to Parliament on October 15. The nomination was referred to the Foreign Relations Committee, where it received unanimous approval. Currently, Sarir serves as the ambassador at large at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Sarir began his career in 1986 and has held several significant roles, including Foreign Secretary and Ambassador to the United States. From November 2018 to September 2024, he worked at the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) in Jeddah, specializing in Asian affairs and conflict resolution. Sarir has represented the Maldives at the SAARC Secretariat and participated in 12 sessions of the UN General Assembly. He chaired the Alliance of Small Island States from 2015 to 2017 and holds degrees in social sciences and foreign affairs and trade. Additionally, he is an accomplished artist with works exhibited internationally and displayed in official venues. Minister of Housing, Land and Urban Development, Ali Haider, assures that beneficiaries of the Bimvaria scheme will have their land plots officially registered, with the registration process expected to be completed within the next few months. He made this statement during an interview with PSMNEWS regarding the progress of the ongoing lottery for the land allocation from Gulifar.
Minister Haider asserted that the land allocation process is being conducted impartially, free from any external influence. He stated that the registration process will conclude within a few months and the land will be officially handed over following the completion of the Tilamale Bridge. He also clarified that in accordance with regulations, registration cannot be issued for dredged land. However, a document will be provided to the beneficiaries. Minister Haider further noted that the land use plan developed by the previous administration for the development of Gulifar was inadequate. However, he emphasized that the current land use plan has been designed to create a comfortable environment for residents. He indicated that the new plan includes provision for social, economic and recreational purposes. A total of 3,520 plots of varying sizes have been allocated from Gulifar. Detailed information regarding the current land use plan and the acquired areas will be accessible on the shelter portal. The previous land use plan lacked a stipulated distance of 100 feet between the industrial and residential zones. It was also situated far from residential areas where essential public services are provided. Furthermore, there was an insufficient provision of sports facilities and parks, with only 8% designated as green space. In contrast, the current land use plan formulated by the Ministry of Housing allocates 21% of the land for parks and green spaces. Residential areas and schools are designed to be within a 10-minute walking distance, while mosques are located just a 5-minute walk away. The new plan also designates 70,000 parking spaces throughout the area to accommodate vehicles.
Maldives and China have entered an agreement to export local fish products. The agreement was signed by the Vice Minister of the General Administration of Customs of the People's Republic of China, Wu Haipin and the Deputy Minister of Health Ismail Zahir. Following the signing of the agreement, Deputy Minister Zahir stated that the agreement will facilitate many conveniences to local businesses. Meanwhile, Ambassador of China to the Maldives, Wang Lijin, highlighted that the agreement will provide mutual benefits while paving the path for Chinese businesses to easily access seafood from the Maldives. Seafood products which are exported to China are to meet certain requirements. Hence, the Health Ministry notes that the agreement will assist in ensuring that the seafood products exported to China aligns with the necessary requirements. The government aims to increase the benefits which can be obtained from ocean resources. As such, the government is currently preparing and implement the free trade agreement with China effective from next year onwards. According to the government, Maldives and China engages in trade activities worth $700 million. It anticipates that this amount will project to $1 billion following the implementation of the free trade agreement. The Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources discloses that more than 300 vessels have now been registered in the National Register of Fishermen.
The National Register of Fishermen aims to formally identify fishermen engaged in state-recognized income-generating activities, aligning their profession with other recognized occupations. One of its key objectives is to ensure that those defined as professional fishermen are actively participating in legitimate income-generating work. Initiated by President Dr. Mohammad Muiz, the National Register of Fishermen is part of his presidential pledges and was opened to the public on February 16th. The ministry reports that its teams have been actively visiting islands to provide information on the registration process. It disclosed that 305 vehicles have registered in the National Register so far. The compilation of this register is expected to help retain economic benefits within the Maldives by reducing the reliance on foreign investment in the fishing industry. In line with the government's promises, the ministry will also facilitate information regarding reef fisheries, recreational fishing and sports fishing activities.
Managing Director of Maldives Airports Company Limited, MSCL, Ibrahim Sharif Mohammed emphasizes the crucial role of the ongoing symposium organized by Maldives Customs Service to expedite significant works and services provided such as the clearance of goods. Speaking at the ceremony held to inaugurate the symposium on strategic plan formulation, which aims to draft a 5-year strategic plan of Maldives customs Managing Director of MSCL highlighted that customs provide goods clearance, services and protect the border of the nation. They do these works with assistance of other authorities. Therefore, he stressed the need for holding extensive discussions with relevant authorities to expedite the works of customs. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Superintendent of Customs Service Minna Rashid affirmed that the discussions held within the symposium will be considered when drafting the strategic plan. The 3-day symposium aims to accelerate the works done by organizations and companies in collaboration with customs and is attended by the Maldives National Defense Force MNDF, Maldives Police Service MPS and other such relevant authorities. Minister of Climate Change, Environment and Energy Tariq Ibrahim underscores the crucial importance of leveraging technology to combat climate change. The statement was made by the minister during a meeting held with the Chief Impact Officer of Planet Andrew Zolli at the COP16 held in Colombia.
The discussions focused on the environmental challenges confronting the Maldives and the potential utilization of Planet's satellite data to mitigate these issues. Minister Tariq and the Chief Impact Officer explored strategies for utilizing satellite data to tackle beach erosion, conserve biodiversity, and bolster the Maldives' resilience against climate change. During the meeting, Minister Tariq highlighted that small island nations are especially susceptible to the impacts of climate change, stressing the urgent necessity of employing modern technologies to confront these challenges. In response, the Chief Impact Officer reaffirmed Planet's commitment to assisting the Maldives in environmental protection and enhancing its resilience to climate change. Furthermore, Minister Tariq also participated in the high-level ceremony of Ocean Day at the UN Biodiversity Conference, where he reiterated the Maldives' commitment to achieving the goal of protecting 30% of the world's ocean by 2030. He underscored the importance of prioritizing biodiversity preservation and urged all nations to support this initiative.
Volkswagen VW employees expresses fear, frustration, anger after the carmaker's Works Council had told them VW planned to lay off tens of thousands of staff and shut at least 3 factories in Germany. Europe's biggest carmaker has been negotiating for weeks with unions over its plans to revamp its business and cut costs, including considering plant closures on home soil for the first time in a blow to Germany's industrial prowess. Volkswagen reiterated on Monday that restructuring was needed and said it would make concrete proposals on Wednesday. Britta John, who has been working to VW since 1997, said the drastic cuts left worried employees asking themselves how they can feed their families. Luigi Catapano, a VW worker since 1996 and currently employed in the automaker's gastronomy sector, said first there was fear, then there was disappointment because they had never seen anything like it at Volkswagen, and now there is anger. The 10-brand Volkswagen Group employs more than 680,000 people globally, with around 120,000 at the core VW brand in Germany. Volkswagen stunned employees in September when it announced it was in need of a deep restructuring and was considering significant job cuts as well as shuttering plants on its home turf. VW argues the cuts are necessary as it grapples with high manufacturing costs, a stuttering switch to electric vehicles, and increased Chinese competition. Rival car makers in Germany's flagship auto industry are facing similar headwinds. The Works Council acknowledged Monday that VW had serious problems, but staff representatives accuse VW's leaders of mismanaging the group and putting profits above building a sustainable future for the manufacturer. Volkswagen, which last month already cut its 2024 outlook, is due to publish third-quarter results on Wednesday that are expected to be lackluster. Also on Wednesday, Volkswagen will begin a second round of wage talks with the IG Metall Union. The union has asked for a 7% pay rise, which Volkswagen bosses have rejected. Human Rights Watch HRW said Tuesday that police in Mozambique killed at least 11 people and injured more than 50 others in violence after a disputed presidential election this month. Protests have rocked the southern African nation since Daniel Chapo, candidate of the ruling Frelimo party that has held power since 1975, was announced winner of the October 9 election. Hundreds of opposition supporters took to the streets last week, leading to clashes with riot police. 8 police were also reportedly injured, the rights group said. HRW said it interviewed 22 people, including victims, witnesses, physicians, journalists, government officials, and civil society groups. The rights group said many, including children as young as 1-year-old, inhaled tear gas that the police fired indiscriminately into residential areas. HRW said it had been told by one doctor that he treated dozens of injured people and one victim had a bullet in his spine. Africa Advocacy Director at HRW, Alan Nkari, said Mozambican authorities should promptly and impartially investigate alleged misuse of force and hold those responsible accountable. A local NGO, the Center for Democracy and Human Rights, CDD, also counted at least 11 people killed in the violence, including 6 in Nampula province. Police have not commented on the reports by CDD and HRW, but previously said that 20 people had been injured in the protests. Police also told AFP that 1 person had been killed in Nampula, while another died in Niassa, without giving further details. Mozambique's Electoral Commission said Chapo won the presidential election with 71% of votes, while the main opposition candidate, backed by the small Podemos party, received 20%. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
ಮದು ಬಯಕು ಅಮಿಲ್ಲ ಮಸ್ಲಹತು ಇಸ್ಕೊ